Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode number 9 of Hockey with Balls. I'm your host, James Cairns, for YesYouKenSports, and we're here today to talk about 4-on-4 ball hockey, events I'm looking forward to, and custom gloves and shoes. People DM'd me, actually, a couple of people DM'd me in regards to custom gloves and shoes, saying, "You're 9 episodes or more deep. How have you not talked about the fact that you do custom gloves and shoes?" Good point. I don't know. I'm not one of those people that like to kind of self-promote and stuff like that. It's kind of word of mouth. Pretty much, if I'm a good player or not as well, it's word of mouth. So some people think I'm shit. Some people think I'm good. Some people overrated, underrated. So it's just one of those things. My social media posts, etc., are just like highlights or snippets of my life as far as ball hockey and stuff like that. So like Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. I like to post what I've been up to and let people know, that I'm still out there. I'm still playing hard. I'm competing as hard as I can, and I'm a competitor. That's why I do it. Plus, people do like to stay in touch with people and stuff like that. It's the easiest way to keep up with others. And yeah, last year I did a poor job at keeping up with my socials because I just had so much going on at one time. It was like event after event after event. So I did end up catching up by the end of the year. It was insane. Going into the new year, 2026, I was able to finally get all caught up. And because of the surgery, I haven't been doing much. So that's why I'm repping my Pennsylvania Fury hoodie today. That's going to be my first event back from the surgery, hopefully. That'll be held in Buffalo, middle of April. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well and I am able to play in that tournament. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I'm just trying to be positive. Give myself something to look forward to. And yeah, it's been rough. It has been rough. Playing like every single day, training, staying on top of your game, trying new things all the time, and just not being able to do any of it. It's been hard. I have been doing a few things at home, but basically I'm stuck in the house, and I can only do so much. With that being said, we'll move on to let's talk about 4-on-4 ball hockey. I did say in episode 8, the end of episode 8, that I was going to talk about it. I'm briefly going to talk about it. There's not much to really talk about, except it is my favorite style of play for ball hockey. I've played it quite a bit, especially back in the day when I used to live in Toronto. There was a league called Miniachi's League, or the CMHL, I believe it was called, or CBHL, something like that. I can't remember now. I did have it. This is off the top of my head, so I did have it written down somewhere, or I do have something to refer to. But it was run by Tony Miniachi. It was a great 4-on-4 league. It was outdoors, so on kind of like a parking lot kind of enclosure. It had fencing all around at Silverthorne School there. For those of you that listen to the podcast or the episodes and are familiar with that league, they'll know exactly what I was talking about. But yeah, it was like an asphalt, so you couldn't use your composite sticks on it or anything. I believe the composite sticks were banned or not. You're not allowed to use them. So I used to have like the old wood coffee stick, the what was it again? It was some sort of featherlight, like old coffee stick. It was great. It had such good whip to it. Everyone was using them at the time, so it was one of those trends where all the top players were using them. and I got on board. It had a nice little curve to it and stuff. People will remember what I'm talking about as far as that stick as well. Some of you that didn't even play in the league probably remember that stick. It was a great stick, and it was really, really cheap, like $20, $25. You picked it up. If you snapped, you didn't really care. You could play hard in it. It used to last a while. I used to use the Yager stick as well. That was a Coho, I believe. A Coho. I don't even see those around anymore. But yeah, it was a Coho. It had like a fiberglass and wood blade combo, and it used to last a long time. And a lot of people use it, but the blade was so damn heavy, like you really felt that blade. But it was great. We used to play with silicone injected tennis balls, so not as much bounce. You used to get tagged with those from slap shots, and they used to leave welts just like the orange balls. So yeah, it was good. I loved the league and played in that for a few years. First year I ever went and tried to play 4-on-4. It was like, no, it's too late in the season, and then I'd watch the games, come down and watch, because I used to live just up the street on Cairns Avenue in Toronto. And I used to live just up the street there, and I used to go down almost every weekend to watch these guys play 4-on-4 and get to know some of the players and stuff like that. So it was great. That's pretty much where my passion grew, was from that time period, the 4-on-4 league, and then I joined as an individual 5-on-5 at rinks in Toronto on Orphis Road there by Yorkdale shopping mall. So the 4-on-4 game, obviously it's different than the 5-on-5 game. I did touch on this in the earlier episodes. There is no centerman. There is no offsides. So it's very, very similar to 3-on-3, 3-versus-3 hockey. Just in a little bit bigger arena. So a 3-on-3 rink is usually 120 feet by 60 feet wide, and a 4-on-4 is 120 feet by 60 feet wide. So that's a standard. So you get an extra 20 feet on the 4-on-4 floor. Just, I guess, with the added player too, there is a different element than the 3-on-3. I mean, you can actually have your 2 forwards and 2 defensemen. Those 2 defensemen can play a more defensive role and don't necessarily have to jump up all the time. As 3-on-3, it's kind of rotating. It's always, you're on the go, you're moving around. For better reference to that and the style of play, just refer back to episode 6 that I did, where I actually explained the game of 3-on-3, show the play styles and stuff like that. And that's why I'm not going to go through it all again with the 4-on-4. They are very similar, just we have the extra guy. And the defense has the option of whether or not to jump, not jump. I mean, we always have the option, but with 3-on-3, it's more beneficial to a team that to have an active D that's going to jump up with the 2 forwards, or you're going to rotate out of position. A forward's going to drop back, that D's going to play forward, he's going to be in the zone, stuff like that. With 4-on-4, you'll get more of a 5-on-5 mentality where the forwards are already in the zone, so if the D-man jumps, he better get his ass back, type of thing. So yeah, and a lot of passes in 4-on-4 can be area balls too, where you can rim around the net, meeting the player the opposite way. So if your left winger is going this way, you can rim the ball this way behind the net, and he can meet the ball behind the net and pop out really quick for a quick shot or a nice little pass in front of the net. You can have, the one D-man line up at center while the 2 forwards put pressure on the ball, and the other D-man jump for an open guy, for an open shot, stuff like that. So there is obviously a difference in the games. I love the style 4-on-4. You guys have heard me enough already say that I just love the style, the speed of the game. It feels true to the sport. Visually watching the game, 4-on-4 is really appealing. It's faster pace. it's true to the speed of the players. Um, Also, with 4-on-4, you can have more people involved. You don't really, let's say, how can I put this? So if you're playing tier 1 4-on-4, you can actually have a tier 3 player on the floor, and he can contribute and actually can be a factor in the game. Where 3-on-3, if you're playing Worlds at tier 1 3-on-3, you have to be at your highest level. You have to be running around. You have to be great cardio. You have to be good fitness. You have to be smart. So you have to be on your game. But if you're playing tier 1, it's a little more forgiving with 4-on-4. And I've seen players that aren't necessarily the fastest or most skilled playing 4-on-4 and still being contributors and playing well in a 4-on-4 format, and not even being at that level. So you can play with your buddies, your family, your friends. That's basically what I was getting at. Was if you have a brother or a brother-in-law or a dad or someone that wants to play with you, and they're not necessarily a tier 1 or tier 2 player, they can still fit into the rotation of 4-on-4 and still contribute and play their game and stuff. Obviously, the more skilled, faster players are going to be the most skilled, faster players, regardless. But you can still be a factor in that game. 5-on-5, it's more spread out. Things are more isolated. I feel like the floor, especially if you're playing in the 200-foot arena, it's not really true visually to how fast someone is or how skilled someone is, just because of the size of the floor. If you're watching the game, it still seems like Timbit hockey, so wherever the ball is, you're going to get like a flock of players heading towards that direction. And where 4-on-4, you're still going to play your position, want to play your positions and anticipate plays, cut down on angles, stuff like that. Even though the plays are isolated, seeing someone dangle someone or chip the ball by someone and blast and fly right by them and stuff like that, it's actually visually, like, scale wise to the game, it's great. I love 4-on-4. So I'm not going to dwell on plays and stuff like that, and just an overview of the game. Hopefully that was good enough in my ideas of the game and the way it's played. And we'll move on to events I'm looking forward to. So yeah, events I'm looking forward to. Like I said, my first major event will be a Buffalo tournament. Super Series will be with the Pennsylvania Flyers, Pennsylvania Fury, the PA Fury. I'm really hoping I'm ready for that. The worst part is I may be healed up enough to play, but my cardio, my conditioning will be so shit. Like, and I know that there's not much I can go on as far as that. I'm hoping to get cleared to at least start doing physio and stuff. My next appointment is March 23rd. So if I can start doing physio, maybe a little bike and stuff like that, we'll see what I'm capable of doing. That will be great for me physically, conditioning, and mentally. Going through it right now, it's tough. It's tough to see all these events coming up and seeing friends and stuff play and me not be able to play. It sucks, but yeah, we're being positive and as much as I can right now. All right. So yeah, the Buffalo Super Series tournament, that's going to be great. What else? Mont Tremblant 3v3 World Championships being held in Mont Tremblant, Quebec. I'll be playing for Team Canada again, so I'm really looking forward to that. We have a great looking team. I'm very excited to play with these guys, some new faces, some familiar faces. It's nice to have that foundation, that base of core players. Since I've started playing Legends at that level, it seems like I've been playing with a new group of players almost every tournament, and it can get frustrating. It's tough. It started when I played my first ever Worlds Legends was with Great Britain, and it was 3 versus 3 Tremblant. I didn't think I was ready for Legends yet. I'm so used to the pace of playing open and over 35 for the Masters and stuff like that. That to me, I thought playing Legends, I was going to get stereotyped, and I think maybe I have. I'm an old man now, I guess. But the level itself, so Legends at Worlds is pretty damn impressive. Like I can hands down say a Legends team at world level, if they play open, like D1, D2 here in Niagara, they spank teams. like like they are just, it's sick. It's just, it was an eye opener. I never thought the same about it again. The unfortunate thing for me is that I felt that our team just wasn't there. It was a situation where guys came in with, especially at that age, like the conditioning wasn't there. Maybe they were really good players and they came out of retirement, so they're not that good anymore. And it was a really rough go for me in Legends. And it's not any disrespect to the players or anything that were there. Like I'm not doing that. It's just when you're playing that level, I take it very, very seriously. And you need to be conditioned. You need to be prepared. You need to be ready. You need to be dialed in. You got to be focused. Like, it's a short tournament. The 3 versus 3 in Tremblant is usually 3 to 4 days. That's it. So if you haven't played with players before, it's a huge adjustment. It's a huge curve. So you got to learn how to play with these guys as quickly as possible. And if you don't have everyone on the same page, like if you're not trying to study the people that you're on the floor with and what their tendencies are or what to look for or communicating with them, you're gonna get destroyed. You're gonna get destroyed by these teams that have been playing together for years, and that's what I was talking about as far as a core. When you play the Czech Republic, when you play Slovakia, when you play the Quebec team and stuff like that, you're literally playing the same faces almost all the time. Okay? And they're not necessarily the most talented people on the floor, but there's consistency. They have a group that sticks together, that plays well together, and they go in these tournaments and they do well. They dominate. They compete every single tournament. When you go into a tournament, especially a short tournament like that, where it's only 3 to 4 days and you're playing with new faces every single time, it is so hard. In my opinion, it's so hard. You can have the most talented people on that floor, and they're going to do them. But they're not necessarily studying their line mates. They're not necessarily trying to work as a team. They're trying to, do their thing. They're trying to, dangle guys, shoot, do whatever they do that they know to do because that's their comfort level, right? I feel in some situations, especially my first time playing Legends, that people really didn't know me, so it's not like they're going to trust me with the ball, or they're going to give me the ball, or, so a lot of people just shoot and I would crash and run, and guys were falling off, whether it was conditioning or the heat and stuff like that. So we ended up, I think we ended up with almost half the roster. We played 10 games in 3 days, which was insane. And we had half the roster come game like 8. And I finding myself playing like full games. It was insane. I'll be out there in game 8 and game 9 playing full ass games, like never coming off the floor type of thing, which is hard too. But I mean, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna soak it up. It's just me. It's just I will not quit. And I've had people tell me several times, you just do not quit. Like you'll hurt yourself or puke, or you just do not quit. It's just not in me. I don't quit. Um, so yeah, I'm digressing a little here, but yeah, Mont Tremblant is coming up. That's in June, first week of June, and then it's 5-on-5 World Championships being held in Montreal. So Mont Tremblant, Quebec, and then Montreal, Quebec for 5-on-5. That's going to be held in mid-July or towards the end of July. Uh, nothing is in stone for me yet as far as that tournament. I've talked to a few people as far as playing. I don't know where I stand. There's a couple of teams that I was told were interested in me playing, but at the same time, they haven't gotten back to me. No one's reached out to me. So I don't know what's going on with that right now. I'm hoping to be at the 5-on-5 World Championships, but if not, so be it. I can focus on other things as well. I got other stuff coming up, but I would like to participate. And then there's the Mammoth Cup that was announced. It's being held in Florida this year. I've always wanted to go to a Mammoth Cup. They're usually held in the Far East, so like India, Pakistan, stuff like that. That's where I'm more familiar with it being held. I think it was held in Slovakia one year as well. I haven't followed as much with that tournament, but it is being held in Florida, and I would really like to go. Again, nothing in stone. I let people know that I'm interested in going. A couple of people have reached out to me, but nothing with a formal invite yet, or saying that I'm on a squad. So I don't know. It's a club team event, so you'll have teams like Ireland, like different teams going. So they have different age groups as well for that. It's men's open, I believe, women's, masters, and legends are all invited to that tournament. Should have did a little more research on who's invited, but I got excited. It's a recent announcement. It's going to be held in mid-November of this year, so I think it's replacing the event this year, the 4-on-4 World Championships that are being held, that are usually held in Dominican Republic. So that venue's changing as well, which I'm excited about. Finally, I've been 3 times in a row to Dominican Republic. Hey, I'm not complaining. I appreciate being invited and playing for the teams and playing ball hockey in Dominican Republic, but it's just nice to, when you're going to a world championship, to go to different venues, to different events somewhere else in the world. It's one of the perks about playing ball hockey is you get to go to places maybe you've never been before. And throughout my ball hockey career, it's kind of been one of those things I always look forward to, whether it be provincials or nationals, and where's it being held, and I'm excited to go, and I've never been there before. So the next one being held by WBDHF is in Puerto Rico. That's it. Puerto Rico. Never been to Puerto Rico, so that would be awesome if I get to go there. That'll be held in 2027. If some of you follow me on socials, you'll see that I posted that as well. So it's something to look forward to, something to get excited about. I'll continue training and working hard. I'm actually started training a lot of my upper body and stuff like that. I'm trying to make sure I'm lean but strong. It's important, especially at my age and stuff like that, as you get older, to keep your conditioning up and be strong as possible. to actually be a contributor, to be a factor in the sport. It's great that I still run with the young guys and stuff like that. I love playing with the young guys. I love emulating moves or trying to show off stuff too. Like bro, uh, I did a Michigan the other day and blah 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 and did you see that goal? No, I missed it. I missed it all. And go back and watch like either clips from recorded games and stuff like that, and I'll see it, or they'll try something fancy in the game, and like the Michigan, and then I'll be like, try and one up it. I'll get on the floor and I'll try and do a one-handed Michigan or something, or they'll do something between the legs, and I'll do like a diving between the legs. Like I do stuff like that. It's just fun for me, especially league play. You can have fun like that. Obviously, at a world level, you're not gonna screw around and want to do stuff like that. But I love hearing my team go nuts. If I dangle a guy or pull off a sick move or something like that, and I was like, ew, gross, and I'm going. I do the same for them too. So it's great. It's the vibe, the energy is awesome, and you can tell just from the way I talk about it how much I love the game. I truly do. And I don't know what I'd do without it. It's keeping me, it's kept me in good places. Where I'm from, it's one of the things growing up that either you're a baller, so you play basketball, you're a rap artist, or something, or you did illegal activities in order to make a living or to have motivation to go somewhere in life. And ball hockey, I used to play high level basketball too, and ball hockey is one of those things that have kind of kept me going, kept me motivated, kept me focused and driven and motivated in life, and I owe a lot to it. So yeah, I don't want to get all deep here. I just love the sport, and I have a lot of passion. And I've gone years and years with the passion, the drive. A lot of people that know me, I don't miss games. I don't like missing games. So being off with this surgery is really hard on me. Even sick, I show up to games sick and stuff like that, or hurt or injured, and yeah. Anyways, so that would be all the events I'm looking forward to so far. Besides just getting back in the swing of things and get back playing, those are the future events. There's several tournaments coming up as well that I'm looking forward to participating in, even having my own team. So the Niagara Rage, I'm starting that up, and focused on trying to assemble a team for that. And we're going to do the same thing as I did with the Toronto Rage, or we did with the Toronto Rage, with the former founder of the Rage. We're going to start from the ground up, start at the lowest level and work our way up. The first introduction of the Niagara Rage will be in the NBHL Legends. So that'll be this summer. It's not from the ground up there. It is. You got to draft your players. So the makeup of the team is really, really good. I've announced that on socials as well. I shared it. The Toronto Rage has an Instagram page. So, Toronto Rage. Niagara Rage has a Instagram page. So anyone that wants to follow that, please feel free. You can see the rosters, or if you're interested in playing for that team, just drop me a DM. Let me know that you're interested. And for the upcoming tournaments, I believe, so we'll start in D. So I'll put together a D roster, and then we'll do the same thing as we did in the past. Fastest team to move up, and it's a situation of buying into the system, knowing the format that we play. So there's 3 formats that we play with the 5-on-5. I won't disclose that. Right, there is structure to the team. I don't want my ops to know exactly what we plan on playing until they recognize it on the floor. and they have to adjust accordingly. But yeah, uh, I'll have that D roster put together. We'll enter the first tournament we're possibly able to enter. I'm just working on getting the jerseys together right now, which is well underway. And I got to reach out to these players and make sure they commit for the first tournament, and then yeah, hopefully we do well in D. If we win it, we'll move to C, and we'll make the adjustments accordingly. But I'm a very loyal guy. I like to commit to the players that got me there, or have journeyed with us if they can commit. So yeah, the D players will move up to C, and then C to B, and you just add pieces along the way, right? You just want to complement your team, complement how well they're doing by adding, if you need that forward, or you need that D man, or you need a character like a bench guy, or something like that, that's gonna help motivate and help, keep bringing the bar higher and higher and higher, so that you can play these levels and compete at these levels, right? So yeah, that is my focus, and we'll move on. We'll move on to my custom gloves and shoes. Yes, I do custom gloves and shoes. Stupid me. I've never announced it before or mentioned it during the shows or the episodes. So shout out to those of you that have recognized that, or you wanted me to mention it. If you are looking for like pictures or whatever that of work that I have done, it's King of Kicks official. So King of Kicks, KICKZ official on Instagram. You should be able to find it. It's a black image with a shoe with a crown on it in white. I'm on my phone now, so recording, so I can't really show what it looks like. But yeah, if you look it up, you'll find it, and you'll see some of the images of the work I've done. I've done a lot of work that I haven't even posted. So it's crazy. It's like I have a quick turnaround, so 3 to 5 days, where someone just needs something done, or change a colorway or something like that to match their uniforms, etc. And I'll just like pump it out, give it back to them, forget to take pictures, stuff like that. Like I don't, like I said, I don't like self-promoting as much, so it makes me feel awkward. But yeah, I do custom shoes and gloves for ball hockey. Here's one of the gloves that I've done before. So it was just a plain red napper glove. Okay, so I made it kind of cartoony, right? This is an older glove, so obviously it's got some wear and tear to it. But yeah, a lot of people say I made it look like it's like roughed up or like worn down. There's that aspect of it too, but it's more of a cartoon look, right? So yeah, there's that one. These are just ones I have with me right now. And here's another napper glove. That was an AK3 glove, so the materials actually matter. I just need to know what I'm working with, and I can adjust accordingly. Not everything will come out perfectly, and it's art, guys. It's a unique spin on the equipment or the style, or your own style or flair. Some people come to me with suggestions of what they would like. I did one glove. It was an AK3 glove that they wanted like gold to make it look kind of like gold, but they wanted one of them as the Infinity Gauntlet, and it turned out so cool. So like I did a shiny, I made the yellow AK3 glove, I made it look shiny on one, and matte on the other. So the one that was the actual Infinity Gauntlet, I made it all shiny with the gems all in it and stuff like that. And then the other one was like a matte, and I made it like a cartoon style as well. So it really came out good. I don't have pics and stuff like that, unfortunately. I did reach out to the person, and they said, yeah, no problem, I'll send you pics. They never sent me pics, and I went and reached out to them one more time, and they didn't respond. So I'm just like, all right, yo, I'm not gonna beg, right? But meanwhile, while I was doing the glove for them, they're all over me. Oh, is it almost done? And when's it done? Can I pick them up soon? And what do they look like? And all that type of stuff. But they were really impressed, and I was impressed how it turned out. It looked really, really good. But yeah, that was on an AK3 glove. This is an AK5 glove. So the glove originally was this green color. So I added little highlights to it. You can see, and made it drip. So all that black is actually painted black. Okay, it wasn't originally black. It was that green color. So I did a reverse kind of paint job. But I call these ones the big slime. So it was kind of inspired by like I said, like some of my teammates. You know, you pull off a nasty move, it's like ew, gross, and stuff like that. So yeah, so I did like a slime kind of thing on the gloves to match any team that I play for. That's like green color, etc. I've done other gloves for people, like I mentioned, the Infinity Gauntlet ones. Shoes, I've done a ton of shoes. And again, just refer to the Instagram page if you're looking to see what I've done in the past. Again, not all images are there, but I've done a ton of just different colorways. Even some shoes that were either glossy, I've turned to patent, or like a dull color, or a matte color. Or I've done reverse. They've been matte. They wanted more shine to it, or different aspects, or different. They wanted it to look like different textures on their shoe. So I've done the toe caps where it's like shiny, like a patent leather kind of look, and other aspects of the shoe like dull or just different colorways. The hardest to paint is definitely the soles of a shoe or any of the rubber on a shoe. So keep that in mind if you do come to me with a suggestion or an idea and you'd like to get a pair of shoes done. That if you want something on the rubber or on the sole of the shoe, it's a lot more work. It's a lot harder to pull off. It requires dye and stuff like that as opposed to paints. And there is a huge process to actually doing it, because when you get a shoe, you can't just paint. You can't just take the shoe, hey, yeah, this is easy, and paint the actual shoe. You actually have to work the so when a shoe's done, I'm trying to explain it. When a shoe is done, when it comes from the manufacturer, so say Nike or anyone else, they actually dye or paint that leather, and then they put a clear coat on it, like a coating on it to seal in the color and stuff like that and make it more durable. So what you actually have to do is you have to strip down that clear coat. So every area of the shoe that you need to color, you have to strip down that clear coat. All right. When you get patent leather shoes, like I did a pair of Jordan 13s, I believe, with the patent leather on them, that nice shiny leather, you have to wear it down. So you have to take it off, which will involve using an acetone to get the shine off, and then you actually have to kind of sand it a little with a very light, like I use a green pad, where you sand it down, like you scuff it up, in order to get all the patent, like the clear coat off. So now it's nice and dull. So when it's nice and dull like that, you're able to paint. You can actually feel. You'll rub it and it'll feel kind of sticky, like a rubbery kind of feel. And that means you're down to basically the bare leather, where you can actually paint on. So then you have to prime it. So it all depends. I can do any color shoe. It wouldn't matter. It could be black, white, blue. I can take that shoe and I can totally change the colors, totally change like images on it, all that type of stuff. But you have to get down to that. So once you're down to that that base layer, that leather, you can change any color you want. So you'd prime it first. So even if you want it like a bright green, you're gonna want to use like a white primer. Even on white shoes, you're gonna want to use that white primer, just so that your color is vibrant. So you put down that white primer. You can do 1 or 2 coats. I usually do 1. I do a nice good 1 coat, because if you add too many layers of paint, what will end up happening is where your shoe bends or creases and stuff like that, when you're using it, it'll crack. Okay, you don't want the paint to crack. You want it durable. You want it flexible and stuff like that. So you got to know exactly how much you're going to want to put on, and to get the desired effect and the desired look. So yeah, you put your base layer, or your primer. So you put your primer, and then you add your color. So again, it's how many layers of color you'd want to get the desired look that you want. So if you want a nice vibrant like neon green color, you're going to want to put on 2 to 3. You start going over three layers of paint on your shoe, then you're more susceptible to the cracking, to the peeling and stuff like that. It's not as durable. Once you have that on, and say it was a patent leather shoe and it was really shiny, you're going to want to restore that value, right, to the look of the shoe. So you're going to want to add like a high gloss, like a finisher, to make it look like patent leather again. So people are just like, holy shit, how did you do that, right? And that's exactly how there's a lot involved to it. It's not as easy. People expect quick turnarounds, and like I said before, it's art, guys. It's art. You're not necessarily paying for the shoe anymore. So if you give me $150 shoe, and say, yeah, I want, a tribute to Kobe on it, and I want like images and Kobe, crying, holding a trophy, or saluting and stuff. Like, you want like a whole portrait and stuff like that on your shoe, or a portrait of yourself or something like that. It's gonna cost money. Like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's artistic. It's there's a value to it. So if you're coming to me with a $150 shoe or $100 shoe, and then you get a quote saying, yeah, if you want Kobe and stuff like that, it's going to cost you about $100 or $150 for a portrait piece done on your shoes. People are right away are just like, what? Why so much? My shoe's only $100. Like, what are you talking about? It's not about the shoe anymore. It's about the artwork, guys. It's as simple as that. I mean, if you come to me, I'm so reasonable. I want to do work. I want people to have their own flair when they're on the floor and feel good about what they have and stuff like that. Like, I'm totally like approachable on things as far as stuff like that. Like even if someone says to me $100, listen, the most I'm willing to pay is $60. We'll tell you what, for $60 I can do this, and this, and this, and hopefully it makes the person happy. Some people just want different colorways done. I just want shoes to match my team, right? I totally get it. Like, so they'll come to me and say, yeah, I need purple, gold, and white. So I'll be like, yeah, no problem. So they usually leave it up to me to what pieces of the shoe I'll change, or what effect I want to give them. If it's a cartoon look, if it's realistic, if it's just colorway changes. Like, if I want to add something else to it, they usually leave it up to me. But they say, yeah, the most I can spend is like $20 to $40 max. And I'll be like, yeah, cool, this is what I can do, right? Or I'll do something for them. Most of the time too, even for $20-25, I'm gonna do, even though it's colorway, I'm gonna do something cool for them, right? Something unique, something distinct. But yeah, I've had people come to me with elaborate things, like, I want my shoes to look like robot, like, metal plates on it and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, cool, I can do it. And yeah, but how much is that going to cost me? You know, I'm only looking to spend 20, $30 max. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't take all that time to go through and make your shoe look like a robot shoe, or you know, lasers on it and stuff like that. Put your number on it, all those type of things for 20, $25. Like, that's a lot of time. That's time away from my family, work, stuff like that. That's time I invest on the side, and it does look cool. Like, it's unique flair. It's artistic interpretation. It's art. It's art on your feet, art on your hands. So I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just trying to explain, like, when people do come to me, and they come to me with, even if it was like PA Fury, and they came to me, you know, oh, I want shoes with the Fury logo on it and stuff like that. It is a lot of work, and the best part about things being artistic like that is it doesn't always have to be perfect, right? It could be like, oh, you know, they'll come to me, like, people do come to me, oh yeah, I want the flames exactly the way they are on the logo and stuff like that, or I only want that logo, and I'll only do that. I'll do it as perfect as I can, to match it. But I like when people come to me and say stuff like, yeah, Team North America, here's my Jordan 13s or whatever. Do what you can, right? And Team North America made up of U.S. and Canadian players, so on those particular shoes, I had one shoe Team Canada and one Team USA type of thing, and I thought they turned out great. I've totally changed the colorways on them too, so they came to me as red and white. I was able to totally flip colorways and do different things with them. Again, check out the page King of Kicks Official on Instagram, and you'll see them. I have them posted. They turned out great. They look cool. When the player was playing with them as well, they look sick. Yeah, that's about it, guys. That was episode number 9. Episode number 10 should be good too. I got a couple of topics. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, so if anyone has more suggestions, please feel free to drop me a DM or message me. Let me know what they'd like to hear. Or I love the fact that you guys have input with the episodes and the show, and are involved, and message me and let me know what you'd like to hear or see and stuff like that. So keep it up. I'll talk to Ken as well about future episodes and stuff like that, and moving forward. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys some more. So everyone have a great weekend, and looking forward to episode number 10. That's like 3 months of episodes. It's crazy. All right, guys. You guys all have a great weekend, like I said, and see you next time. Peace.